Steve likes to polish. It's his favorite thing to do, is just polish, polish, polish. Good morning and welcome to another episode of Ugly Jeeps. Today we have gotten our MD-JUAN frame, and I'm going to take a little video and show you some of the things about our MD-JUAN frame and some of the ways it's different from stock. It's actually pretty close, really, and the craftsmanship so far actually looks really good, but there's a few things that kind of scare me, so here we go. Okay, if you've watched our other videos, you know the frame for our 1946 CJ2A project was shot, and we were going to order an MD-JUAN frame. We ordered it about 3 weeks ago, and it just got here now. Okay, so a lot of you might want to know what you get for your $1,500 and your $975 shipping fee to get the frame to you. It's pretty much got everything on it except for the bell crank mount, and I don't know why they do that. I guess it's because maybe most people are going to power steering. Anyway, it's got the stock mount for the swing pedals. It's got the master cylinder mount. It's got the threaded shackle holes. If you can see that, we're using the C-shackle. It's got all the stock 2A looking frame braces. It actually looks really, really well done. It comes with a cross member already on it, bolted in place. Shock mounts still have the same cotter pin style thing to hold them on there. It's got the cross brace in the back just like stock. It's got this plate here. All the rivets look factory. The one thing I noticed right off the bat, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it here, but so this leaf spring mount is kind of off to one side of the frame, and I don't know how that's going to affect anything, but we'll see once we get our leaf springs. This one's kind of that way, not as far though as well.
This sets it about 33, and it looks like a 16th.
Steve thinks right off the bat that the cross member is narrower on this one, which isn't really going to be an issue, but on the other frame they had drilled the holes out and moved the cross member over 1 inch on one side to get the engine to miss some of the steering components, I guess. So the good thing about us starting from scratch like this is we can move it wherever we want to, so it shouldn't be a big deal. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. The finish of the frame looks like it's already painted black. It might be primer. It just sat outside at our warehouse over in North Bend for a week in the rain before we could retrieve it. It looks like they painted it and then they shrink wrapped it while it was still wet. So we'll have to do a little touch-ups here and there on that. But other than that, I'm actually pretty happy overall with how the finish of the frame is. And they even painted the inside of the frame rails well enough that it could set outside for a week and it's not rusting. The only spots that did get some rust are, looks like when they moved it right after they put the shrink wrap on it with something to put it on a pallet. The front bumper looks narrower, but we're going to throw a tape measure on that eventually, and I'll let you guys know what the real difference is. Other than that, it's just a nice clean starting point to build a Jeep. This Jeep's been in this guy's family for a long time, even though it's been sitting for my entire life. But he thinks he wants to keep it forever, so this was well worth the time to get a nice frame. And honestly, if you bought a used frame for $600 to $1,000 and then you had to fix all of the broken stuff from previous owners, cutting out stuff or adding power steering or drilling holes, you'd be in about the same boat, I think, price wise. The shipping is kind of a killer, but the thing came on a pallet that probably cost about $300 to build, I would imagine. It was a massive pallet. We left it there for them to get rid of. What's the
33.5. So that's damn near a half inch shorter.
Okay. So there you have it. The cross member is about a half inch shorter, which it won't affect our anything, I don't think, because we're not gonna move the motor over very far, or if we do, we'll do it the right way and not drill the cross member and sling it off to one side of the Jeep. Okay, well, in the last couple weeks that I've been busy doing other stuff, Steve has gotten the axles, the brakes done, the seals changed, got the tubes primered, got the drums sanded down, and the backing plates sanded down and painted. New wheel cylinders, new shoes, new seals. These brakes looked like they had just put them on there and they never even had fluid in them. So all the hardware was actually really good. The shoes didn't look like they'd had any wear on them, but we changed them just because of the age of how long they'd been sitting. Front end, we got new wheel bearings, new seals, new knuckle bearings, new knuckle seals, new pinion seal, and then shoes and wheel cylinders as well. That steering tie rod you see on there is just kind of a mock-up thing for right now. We're not probably going to go, well, we don't know how we're going on this, if it's going to end up getting power steering or if it's going to end up getting bell crank again. He wants to put... Okay, got the thing flipped over. Now we can get a pretty good look at what the top of the frame looks like. There is a lot of shrink wrap marks, but that's okay. We can sand that down. No big deal. Battery box looks pretty legit, like it would have came on a Willys. The motor mounts and rivets and stuff all look pretty legit. Got the brake line mount where it's supposed to be. Radiator mounts line up. All the body mounts as they're supposed to be. Looks pretty good. I'm actually pretty impressed. There's a lot of this stuff that you get from overseas, especially. Sometimes you really got to work on it. I see a lot of guys on Instagram refitting their fenders and their body tubs and stuff to make them fit. And this, we don't have the body tub here yet, but this looks pretty good. I've looked at a lot of Jeep frames, and you know, if this thing was dirty, I don't know if you could actually tell the difference a whole lot. It's got the thing for the donut for the torque mount. It looks really good. Everything, even the welds look like in the original spots. It's actually pretty cool. Now, about 12 years ago or longer, we put a Repla tub from Willys, Ohio? I don't know, they used to advertise in the Jeep magazines. And we put an MB tub on a 3A frame. And we had to do a lot of retrofitting, and the metal was really tinny and hard to work with, especially any spot we needed to tack weld a hole shut, or we had to raise the floorboards to fit the guy's transmission in the V8 engine. And I accidentally warped the cowl, and that took a lot of work getting that straightened out. This looks pretty good though. I'm pretty happy with it. I was thinking we were gonna have to probably sandblast and primer and paint, and looks like we're just gonna have to do some touch up maybe, and this thing will be good to go. Just throw the body on it after we put the V6 mounts and stuff in it, and figure out what we're doing with the steering. Run some like 32s or 33s, and we got to wait till February to get the leaf springs. Just nobody has them anymore. I think Rancho's on their way to discontinue all the stuff for these old things, which kind of sucks. So we may end up going to stock springs also if we can't get the Rancho ones. Everybody says they're going to be out of stock till February, so I haven't actually pulled the trigger and ordered any. I just kind of noticing that's kind of a right there, a bigger gap on the frame, but it looks like it's double layered right there, so I guess it won't really hurt anything. Well, there you have it. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment below and I will answer it, or you can hit me up on Instagram at Ugly Jeeps. And that's about all that we have for today. Have a good one.